four kind of people who surrender to him, four kind of people who do not surrender to him. I was just analyzing the shlokas. Four kind of people who surrender. What are the four kind of people who surrender? Artho, Arthartha, Jigyasu, Jnani. What are the four people? Any example? Artho. We have to do study of nectar devotion. All this is there and steps. I don't know, maybe this class will continue Bhagavatam study. We'll introduce in most of the temples where the book studies have, and it's very important book studies because we know people are studying. Otherwise it is, bouncers, something we take, something we leave. We don't really remember. We will start that. Today I don't think we can do. I'm going now. Maybe from next Sunday we do. Afternoon time, 11 to 1 or 2 o'clock. One by one we can do the book. So who is the person who surrendered to Krishna as an example because he was in great difficulty? Who is the example? Gajendra. He surrendered in great difficulty. Artho. Okay? But at the same time, you have to be a pious person. Gajendra had a previous history, he was a great devotee. But principle is you should be pious. If you are not pious, you will curse God. You will rather become more godless. If you are a devotee, you are in a difficulty, you surrender to God. Some kind of piety is needed to surrender. You should be a pious man, following some regulations. So a little spark of God consciousness is there. When a difficulty comes, you go to the lotus feet of the Lord and you surrender. Who is the person who surrendered to God because he wanted some money, some opulence? Dhruva. Correct? He wanted a big kingdom and he was devotee, otherwise it's not possible for him to do that. Therefore, her mother got cursed because of Vaishnava Parada and she died later in a forest fire along with the son. Okay. So this is Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj example, so somebody who wants some opulence and he surrendered. What is an example of a person who was Jigyasu and he surrendered? Sages in Naimisharanya, Nectar Devotion says, they were constantly, Saunaka Rishi, they were inquiring. Bhagavatam begins with the inquiry. 6 questions they asked. They're inquiring about the absolute truth. And then Jnani, who was a wise man who surrendered to Krishna. Wise. Very wise. And he surrendered. Chalo, he should give the answer. Four Kumaras. The fully self. Sukadeva Goswami is also a similar example, but the Nectar Devotion has taken that example there. It says the 4 Kumaras were completely wise. Wise means they understand we are not body, we are spirit. So Bhagavad Gita also says, no, Manushyanam Sahasresho Kashidati Siddhaya. This Siddha we can say as a wise man. So Prabhupada many times translated wise man as who has understood I am not body, I am a spirit. So this much. Because there is no wisdom otherwise. Knowing how to make steel, that is not considered wisdom in the Vedic knowledge. That avidya. Vidya. Wise. He's got the first element of vidya. What is that? What is the first element of knowledge? We are not body, we are spirit. So many degrees people have BA, MA, PhD, MD. Do you know we are body or soul? I don't know. Fool. You're a fool number one. You don't know anything. But actually this world is full of fools only. Outside you see their office big, people, this, some 8-9 degrees will be there. You go inside, say, you know, Prabhupada had another stricter definition. Prabhupada used to say, do you know who is Krishna? No. Prabhupada used to reply, you're a rascal. You don't know this? You're a fool number one. So knowledge means to know soul, to know God. That is knowledge. Rest is not knowledge. It is something. Time pass. People have time pass, passing, wasting. Just like I many times give an example. I'll develop this in the evening because yesterday I have taken class in the evening, but the battery went off. Morning I took a class, there was no camera. And evening we had gone somewhere to take. Evening I'll take class, many people, Guru Purnima. Okay? Why we specifically focus on Prabhupada. So the idea was that the real knowledge is different. We can understand that also. Suppose you are somebody has locked you in a jail. Okay? They have locked you in a small box. And then you want to come out. And then what happens is that somebody comes and tells you, you know, this bar is made up of steel and steel has 14 varieties. You will sleep. Basically, the knowledge should lead me breaking this thing. Then I am interested. Simply you keep telling what is the use of that. You know, air is made up of 20 elements. It is true. There are varieties of air, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen. And nice to hear, but will it help me to get out of this box? No, then I am not interested, because there is a purpose. Similarly, I am suffering in this world unnecessarily. Acharya say we are suffering. Unnecessarily. There is no need for us to suffer. Unnecessarily, foolishly we are suffering in this world. Correct? And we want to get out now. And you don't teach us that knowledge and teach us so many things. Then what kind of person are you? You are not guru. Prabhupada used to say guru. You are a guru. So basically like a buffalo you are. Because you are not giving me real understanding. I want to come out of this world. And come out of, soul wants to be free, but I have been trapped in this body. I have been trapped, with conditioned, limited in so many ways, it is suffocating me. So I want to be free. And so if he cannot make me free, jnana means makes us free from the various kind of conditioning in this world. Conditioning means limited. Okay? So many ways I have been limited. The knowledge which can free me, that is real knowledge. Not the knowledge which can just waste my time. Therefore Prabhupada used to say, whatever knowledge people are today gathering, that is mainly by prataksha pramana, number one. Number two, it is filled with 1 dozen ifs, 1 dozen but. If it is like that, but it is like that, if it is like that, perhaps. So what is the value of this knowledge? Okay, so we have to have real knowledge. And here it is explained. And very nice word the shloka uses, self-centered materialistic ego. Prabhupada has coined that word. Self-centered materialistic ego. You see that? Exactly like that, it is not there. Ahankara. The word is ahankara. But Prabhupada translated it as self-centered materialistic ego. And you see the very much very important this point. In the spiritual world, the self-centered business does not exist, because everybody is Krishna-centered. There is no... And Prabhupada, when he even began this movement, had to deal with it. You know, some devotee is writing to him, one sannyasi, I cannot work with this other fellow. Prabhupada used to say, you are not working for yourself, you are working for Krishna. But it is not easy to change it. We are all self-centered, materialistic. So how nice word Prabhupada has coined. Self-centered, materialistic ego. Ego is not wrong. You have ego that I am soul, servant of Krishna. That is what is needed. But no. Jiva sarup hoye Krishnera nitya dasa. But that is not there. He is not dasa. He wants to be hero. So self-centered. It's focused on what is in it for me. I am being honored or I am not being honored. Therefore to chant Hare Krishna, first thing is Trinadapi Swanichena. Forget all this nonsense. Tarorapi Sahishana. Amanina Manadena Kirtanya Sadahari. That cuts its self-centered materialistic ego. Otherwise we are trapped by the self-centered materialistic ego and our life goes on in this world. So the very switch is this. And the whole Krishna conscious process should dissolve this self-centered Krishna materialistic. If you are chanting Hare Krishna, if you are chanting, the effect should be that my self-centered nature goes away. My focus is on Krishna. Just like now Janmashtami is coming. Our focus is what can we all do that this function is nice. We can focus on Krishna. Krishna is glorified nicely. More and more people can come to take shelter of Krishna. That is what we need. But materialistic ego, again another thing is materialistic ego is we are identifying with matter. I am Indian, I am a man, like that we are identifying. That is also materialistic. And then even some people come to spiritual platform, they remain in self-centered focus. They still feel, I am that. Still focus on I. Only in Krishna consciousness the focus becomes Krishna. Therefore Prabhupada ended this purport with a very nice shloka. What is that? Yeah. By this you can change your self-centered nature. Prabhupada actually terms everything in Bhagavad Gita, Karma Yoga. If you technically you take Karma Yoga is a lower platform. But Prabhupada doesn't want to waste our time with it. Directly gives us highest platform. Karma Yoga means Krishna consciousness. What is Karma Yoga? Yat karosi, whatever you do. Okay? Yat ashnashi, whatever you eat. Yat juhosi. Juhosi means? What does the juhosi means? Huh? Does it? It doesn't have a link now. Whatever you eat, whatever your dadasi means you give, whatever you worship, whatever tapasyasi, whatever tapasya you do, tat kurushya matarpada, you do it for me. So we do karoshi, we do some activities, do for Krishna. Okay? So we do for Krishna. Yadashnashi, whatever you eat, don't eat before offering to Krishna. Prabhupada said, do everything through Krishna. Yajuhosi, you worship. Everybody has a tendency to worship. We make heroes. This person like that. Krishna is a hero. Take it. Yadadasi, whatever you give it. We have a tendency. We feel very proud. I gave this. I give it to Krishna. Yatapasyasi, you want to do tapasya? Again do it for Krishna. Whatever you do, basically, it surrounds all your life. Either in my life, I do some activities, I eat something, I worship somebody, I give something to somebody, and I do some austerities. Okay? He's saying, Kaunteya, oh Arjuna, do all these things for, then we are slowly becoming trained from self-centered materialistic ego to come to Krishna consciousness. Because Krishna consciousness is not self-centered, it is Krishna-centered. And it is not materialistic ego. Ego is, I am a servant of Krishna. Because I am materialistic ego, I am the body, therefore self-centered nature comes. Correct? Because it has no, when I am thinking I am the body, cannot understand how it is connected to everything. When you understand you are the soul, then you understand you are a servant of Krishna, because that is the identification of soul. What is soul? Servant of Krishna. Then it no longer remains self-centered. It becomes Krishna-centered. Srila Prabhupada ki. Something we have. Enough, no? Enough for today. There is, I don't know whether it is.